Uh, that's not what we wanted. We wanted a video of me up there, but we won't get it. We'll get that one up there now for you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the commentary booth here on TypeTwo Roulette League as we head ready out there for the final round of the season. Let's get this turned up because we are really, really quiet out here, aren't we? Let's get that turned up. There we go. That's a lot better. We are getting ready then for the first of our roulette wheel spins here today for the fifth and final round of competition. It is going to be a good one. There is no doubt about that. Of course, the championship comes to a head today. Is currently being led by Jamie Dory. 2 races are going to decide the outcome. Make sure you're sticking around. But let's find out where we are going to be racing in this one as we get ourselves sorted for the final race of competition. And with that being said, I need to head myself over into the commentary booth here so we can get our voices as well. Let's get ourselves spun then. Let's find out where we are going to be going for the first race of the day here as we get the spin. It's slowing down towards the maybe Concord Speedway, maybe Lernia National. It's going to be close there, but it's going to be on the Concord Speedway. The ovals coming into full force as of late. We saw 2 of them last week, of course, and now it comes out again. I get a nope straight away in the Discord. Let's do in the Twitch chat. Let's get that re-rolling again. Let's re-roll that one. We'll remove that one. Okay, then we will do another re-roll on that one. We're not going to go there. We will give that another roll and see whereabouts we will be heading actually for the first race of the day here, and we'll see where we're going to go. It could be another speedway, I'm afraid to say. That's going to be USA International. I'm looking over on the Twitch channel here. Are we going across to the USA International Speedway? Are we going to get a second nope in the Twitch chat over here? Are we going to get a hey, yeah, that's all right. We can do that one before I get spinning on this one as we look. I haven't got a nope. I think we're going to USA International for the first race of the day. And with that being said, then we are going to spin our wheel for this one to find out what we are going to be taking out around USA International. Let's find out what car we are going to be visiting in for the penultimate race of the season. We've got the mini stocks or the Pontiac Solstices. It's going to be the slowest car on the iRacing service, the Pontiac Solstice, that I have a nope to. This is going well on this one. We had it already. When did we have the Pontiac? You're right. We had it all the way back at round number 1. You are right, it's not been removed off of the wheel on that one as we started to remove things later on in the season. Right then, let's have another look at that one. We definitely had the BMW again. We might need to get rid of that, but it could be the FIA Cross car, which is the newest dirt car added to the service at the beginning of last season. It's been very, very popular. I'm still yet to drive it myself, but it is going to be USA International Speedway, and we are going to be trying it out in the FIA Cross car. This will be our first race of the day, so make sure you are sticking around. We'll be back in about 5 minutes time when the server gets up. We'll talk you through the championship. We'll talk you through the final couple of races of the day as well, so make sure you're sticking around. And if you are watching for the first time on the YouTube, because we're live over on the YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button over there as well as the thumbs up. And if you're watching on the Twitch as usual, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button here as we prepare for racing action. We'll be back in about 5 minutes time then as we get going in the wonderful FIA Cross cars around USA International Speedway. welcome back then to the final round of the season here in the TypeTwo Roulette League for its first season of competition. It has been a learning curve for all up here in the broadcast booth, for our league organisers and for our drivers, and it all comes to a head here as we head out for what will be the penultimate race of the season. We're running around USA International Speedway, the dirt version in the wonderful FIA cross cars that were added into the iRacing service in the previous season for the start of the 2026 season number 1 of course. They were an excellent addition into the series and they continue to be a popular car. As I said earlier, I'm yet to actually give these cars a go myself, but I certainly need to because they do look like a lot of fun. And for our drivers out there today, they are going to be thinking about how do they find their way all the way to the very front. And there's one man in particular who will be thinking about how he can find his way all the way to the very front. And that, of course, will be the man of Jamie Dory, who leads this championship as he has done for the majority of this season. With that being said, let's have a look at our championship standings here because it is Jamie Dory that is at the top of this one, heading into what is going to be the penultimate race of the season at the final round. Of course, we'll spin the wheel one last time after this one to decide which car and track combination we are going to go to. I'll get the yes or the no nod in the Twitch chat very quickly on to whether we are going to be able to do that. But as it stands, Jamie Dory sits 24 points clear of Jack Pittas with 20 points for a race victory. Means that Dory could take championship victory in the first race of the day here, and he'll be certainly hoping to do that. Jonathan Berry sits in third position ahead of William Guthrie right now, and they are fighting it out for third in the championship. Adam Wilson, we're not too far behind on 62 points. Adam Milkel leads. Ben Oucher, Ruben Goodchild, Joshua Downing all sit on 58 each, and Jaden Fung with 50 points to his name in the championship. It's then Charlie Jobson Wood in 11th out of George Stone. Apologies, an unknown driver in 13th. That's his coding issue on my behalf. Harry Gaylor sits in 14th place out of Sammy Uriba. Alexander Lars sits in 16th out of Lewis Mason, Andre Wedderburn, Andrew Allen and Michael Evangeli. Obviously, there's even more drivers that stepped into this championship, but Robert Savage, Henry Martell and Mark Sykes are the last to have scored any points over the course of this season. It'll be interesting to see who is able to find their way to the front in these races and potentially get some first points onto the board, some first victories into it as well, maybe with each of the races. Because if we look at our previous races so far, Jack Pittas is the only driver to have taken more than one victory so far this season. Pittas has taken 3 race victories this season. And then it goes one apiece for Berry, Guthrie, Dory, Outra, Fung and Gaylor. As we saw Jaden Fung, Jack Pittas and Harry Gaylor win last time out when we took for the triple, of course, 11 races, as we did go for the 3 races, the 2 ovals and the rallycross last week. Pole position has gone more the way of Jack Pittas. He's managed to do that 3 times as well. Ben Oucher, though, has managed to take 2 pole positions. He found it at Phoenix in the Formula Vs. He then found it at Langley in the Silverado trucks. But then the other pole sitters so far has been Stone, Dory, Wilson, Weir. We'll only see 10 pole sitters, of course, because there was no qualifying in the Daytona Rallycross for the final race of the day last week. However, here for the first race of the day, we head to the USA International Speedway, and we are going to be running around in these FIA cross cars, which are amazing little machines, especially on the rallycross circuits. It's going to be interesting to see how they are on the open wheel circuits. Now, a little bit of a change for the final week of competition. Drivers are used to having no damage on their cars. However, as you see at the top there, we are going to get damage on our cars this evening. But if you do manage to get yourself damage, you can come down pit lane. You have unlimited quick repairs. You can get down and just get your car repaired and straight back out again. But it does mean that you can't be silly and make ridiculous overtakes. If you are doing that and you get your car damaged, you will be down pit lane having to essentially serve what will be a penalty because you need to get your car fixed. And on an oval circuit like USA International, it's going to make it very tricky for our drivers. With that being said, they're here in the 13th and final round. The 5th and final round. There are 13 drivers heading out there in qualifying. And with that being said, there's 1 minute left in this qualifying session. So drivers will just be looking to do what they can in the end of this one. And that's still showing our Joker laps completed from last week. We'll get rid of that one because we no longer need to see the Joker laps. We'll get our flags back up again. Jonathan Berry is looking to get his first pole position of the season here. Jamie Dory's only just off of him, though, could instead find his way towards the front in this one as he runs around in the number 13 machine, as we're so used to seeing the racing numbers, of course, not the liveries, but he is running the bluey livery here for this one, and he comes through the fourth and final corner of the circuit to see if he can improve on the 27.3 that he's done so far. He needs to get up to 27.2 if he wants to go to pole. He is running that higher line here, but as qualifying comes to an end, there's a car off just in front of him, and I'm trying to figure out, that was Ruben Goodchild who was off in front of him. The checker flag will fall before Dory is able to finish his last lap, I think. No, he will get an opportunity to finish his last lap of asking there. And will it be an improvement for Dory? It will not. He will have to stay in second place. But for the first time this season, Jonathan Berry will find his way to the very front of the field and will get pole position in this one. And we'll try to see if he can take race victory, which would be for a second time and be the first driver outside of Jack Pittas to take a pole position, more than one race win in a season. Berry last one all the way back at round number 1. It was in the Pontiac Solstices around Phoenix. So he has won around an oval. That was obviously not a dirt oval that the drivers are going to need to contend with today. That being said, then let's have a little look at our grid for this one. Jonathan Berry will be starting from the front of the grid alongside championship leader who could win the championship in this first race of the day, Jamie Dory. Ben Oucher will start in third position ahead of Michael Lees. Jaden Fung will start in fifth, and Harry Gaylor in sixth. Fung and Gaylor taking victories last week and taking their first victories of the season. We will then start 7th position, Ruben Goodchild ahead of Adam Wilson-Weir. Jack Pittas will start this one in 9th place ahead of Kieran Davidson. Joshua Downing will start in 11th position. George Ward will start in 12th. This is Ward's first race of the season, and he will just be looking to see what it is all about before we enter the second season of competition. And the back of the field, it is William Guthrie in 13th and last position on the starting grid. Guthrie has taken a win so far this season, though. He managed to win in the Cadillac CTS-Vs back at Tsukuba. Of course, all the way back in round number 2. It was the third race of the season. Drivers are away then off of the line. It's going to be 10 minutes on the board for our drivers. And they will be... that's not the one that I wanted to put up. And they will be getting away on this formation lap and preparing themselves to go green flag racing on the dirt oval. They have done dirt so far this season. They did it at Daytona Rallycross, of course. The rest of the time we have been out there in the normal road course circuits. Let's see what they are able to do around here, though, as we head up towards the final turn. The pace truck will find his way off of the circuit. I'm sure he will. Or are we going to get 2 formation laps, actually? It is USA International. We are going to get 2 formation laps. John Berry deciding he wanted to be the pace truck there, going all the way to the very front of the field. But we head up now towards turn number 1, and we watch Jonathan Berry, our race leader, starting this one from pole position, has championship contender Jamie Dory just on his outside. And if we just have a quick peek at how the championship will stand at the end of this one, there'll be almost 40 points between Dory and Pittas. With Pittas being down in 9th position right now, it will be Dory's championship if it ended the way it started. Right then, we are going to get underway here on the opening lap of Asking, with 10 minutes on the board for our drivers. The pace truck will come around, peel in to pit lane, and John Berry will be the man to go at the front. As we come round turn number 4, the pace truck comes in. Is Berry going to wait, or is he going to go early? He's going to wait for just a moment, and then he makes his jump. Jamie Dory holds on to second, but it is side by side behind up towards turn number 1 as the Barbie machine of Ben Oucher holds the inside, trying to get to the inside of Michael Lees. Can't quite do it. It remains clean behind, as well as drivers get past along the back straight and up towards turn number 3. It is too wide in the midfield here as drivers slowly sort out their ordering. Up at the front though, Michael Lees is trying to get his way past Jamie Dory. Dory was trying to get his way past John Berry to the inside. We can see a potential overtake for the lead here. Fung going to the inside of Harry Gaylor, moves it back into 5th position. Fung trying to hold on ahead of Jack Pittas. Pittas already up a couple of places in this race, up to 7th, looking to try and get past Gaylor and Fung and into a top 5 to just keep his championship hopes alive. He keeps it extremely low through turn number 4 there. It gets him Gaylor. Can it get him Fung through the next corner as Jamie Dory looks to the low line on the inside of Jonathan Berry here. It pushes him out wide as Berry holds that inside line as we come up towards turn number 3. Adam Wilson-Weir looking to try and get the inside of the 44 of Goodchild. Goodchild comes down there. Wilson-Weir will just have to remain behind for the time being as they all spread themselves out of turn number 4, and Wilson-Weir can come under attack here from Kieran Davidson. Davidson on the outside line there. Ben Oucher gets the fastest lap around on that one as he tries to close up towards this leading fight here, and he certainly is doing so as we head up towards turn number 3. We ride on board with Ben Oucher here. He's gone to the inside of Michael Lees. As you can see, that title line really works out, but it's contact with Jamie Dory, and Dory's around, and that is up and over as well for Jack Pittas. So not only was it the championship leader, it was then his contender caught up in that one. And remember, meatball flags are in this one. No, there is damage. They do have unlimited quick repairs, but we will see Jack Pittas have to come down pit lane to sort out a meatball flag. So will Michael Lees before the end of this race sort out that meatball flag. You have a certain amount of laps that before you must come down pit lane to sort it. As this is Kieran Davidson on the outside of Wilson-Weir and Downing. Wilson-Weir gets that tighter line though. We saw it earlier, it didn't quite work out, and into the wall there was William Guthrie in the background. Adam Wilson-Weir holds on to 7th place right now as we come through the hairpin. Joshua Downing looks to the inside, and Guthrie will need to come down pit lane to sort out his car as well. As we have seen already, Lees and Pittas down pit lane. They have sorted out their meatballs. In fact, Lees has sorted out his meatball flag out there on the track. I think that was just a penalty clearance because their cars are not broken enough for them to want to come down pit lanes. They've just had the penalty cleared, but their cars are still broken. Pittas gets past Jamie Dory to the inside, and we see the caution flag fly around the USA International Speedway. Jonathan Berry has led from the start to the caution flag, and drivers will settle themselves down. Now, are we going to see the likes of Pittas come down pit lane, Lees come down pit lane, Guthrie come down pit lane to sort out the damage? That's going to be the question here. Of course, what we aren't going to see this time is the usual messy hitting each other over the course of the race. And with that being said, we will have a word with our race leader at the end of this one, because Berry, you managed to put it on pole position for what was the first time this season. You're leading all the way up until the caution flag. How's it going out there for you right now?
So far so good. I do like dirt and I do like the cross car, so hopefully this will stay in my favour.
Well, the yellow flag does mean you are going to have the whole field over the rear end again. You managed to get a good launch on the first start. Do you think that this is going to be an opportunity for a second win this season, or do you think that it might be a little bit difficult with the likes of Lees, Fung and Gaylor? Fung and Gaylor already winning this season, chasing you down.
Nah, they're all amateurs. They've got nothing on me.
That's all you like to hear, Jonathan Berry, out at the front of this one. Good luck when we get green once more.
Thank you.
Jonathan Berry there is very confident with the drivers behind him. Of course, making the jokes in this one. Berry organising the league. He has only taken one victory so far this season. That was all the way back at Phoenix, looking to take a second. The lights are off on the top of the pace car here, which means that the drivers chasing down will have just a lap to go. And with that being said, we'll have a quick word with you, Jamie. We've only got about 2 corners until we go green. You got caught up in an accident. You're at the back. Do you think you can work your way through?
Mate, I'm just trying to keep Jack within eye distance, to be honest, tonight. Yeah, shame what happened, really. I'm just happy holding my own and just thought, I never really know what happened.
Well, good luck for the restart, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again before the end of this one, Jamie, because you're on the way for a championship. Good luck.
All right, cheers, mate.
Jamie Dory there at the back. We are about to go green as the pace car pulls off. John Berry leading the way with 4 minutes on the clock, and we go green, and they scatter behind up towards turn number 1. Lees and Fung looking to the inside straight away there, but Berry's got the speed on that middle line here. Lees pushing it, trying to get the envelope on the inside, throws him out to the outside though, but he does hold on to second position. It goes 3 wide behind in the battle for 4th place right now. Ruben Goodchild in the 44. In the middle of this one, there's contact behind. That's the 504 of Ben Oucher trying to make his way back up the order. That was William Guthrie finding himself around out of turn number 4. Contact between Goodchild and Wilson Weir there in the 22, and it's the 504 of Ben Oucher trying to get to the inside. Joshua Downing has had some issues. He's down and with a meatball flag as well in this one with 3.5 minutes left on the board, but John Berry does continue to lead this one. Joshua Downing, sorry, there he is. Jack Pittas gets past Ben Oucher. Oucher's had an issue to fall down the order again, and Jamie Dory said he just needs to keep Pittas within eye line there, and he's certainly trying to do so because he gets up to 8th, but he does have Harry Gaylor to his inside. Pittas right in front of him right now. This championship could go the way of Jamie Dory at the end of this race. He has 3 minutes left to go to try and find it. Jack Pittas is doing all that he can to put as many cars between himself and Dory. Of course, they were both caught up in incidents at the start of this one. Michael Lees goes to the inside of Berry, did momentarily take the lead. He lost it down and through once again goes Michael Lees. Berry, though, will get the speed on the exit because Lees is into the wall. That was a heavy hit, but he keeps it together, and John Berry, though, moves back into the lead of this one. Jaden Fung just behind, looking to get on to second position. He's already on the podium right now, but Jonathan Berry is not having it easy at the very front of this one. Jamie Dory looks to the outside of Adam Wilson-Weir in his hunt for the championship. Jamie Dory running the very wide line here. It can give him the speed on the exit, and he gets himself alongside with Wilson-Weir again. And he is going to try that wider line for a second time. Pittas doing the lower line though, and it gets him past Kieran Davidson. Jack Pittas up to 4th right now. Jamie Dory does make his way past Adam Wilson-Weir as a slow exit out of 4. And Dory up to 7th. He's now looking to get past Goodchild in the 44. He tucks in low there. There's contact. Goodchild gets up in the air and goes around. And a huge wreck in the background there. Out of turn number 2. A number of cars involved in that one, but Dory up to 6th position. And Lees were looking to regain into the lead. Wilson-Weir does get a meatball along with Goodchild, Ward and Gaylor in that accident we saw there. Berry back behind Lees here. Lees pushes it wide on the exit 2 for a second time though. Berry looking to try and get the inside line here up towards turn number 3. He likes that inside line, almost touching wheels there, but there's just enough space between them. Lees carrying the speed on the outside, Berry carrying the speed on the inside. They carry it side by side across the timing line with Lees just ahead as they cross that timing line that time around. We've got 50 seconds left on the board here. We're looking about 3 more laps of asking. And Berry does keep it to the inside. They stay side by side right now. But Lees is the man up ahead. Gaylor gets black flagged. And that's to the inside for Lees. He wanted the inside line and it's caught Berry off. Berry's lost speed now, and Michael Lees is looking to try and deny Berry a second win this season, and Lees is looking for his first win this season with 23 seconds on the board here. We're looking like we'll get one more lap after this one. Barry runs really deep though. Through turn number 2, pushes out wide, but does hold on to it in second position ahead of Fung. Michael Lees comes out of turn number 2. Fung's to the inside of Barry. There's contact, but Jaden Fung is up into second position. And now Jack Pittas is looking to get any points he can over Jamie Dorey. He's looking and can see second place ahead. He's to the inside of John Berry. Jack Pittas up to third position right now, chasing down Jaden Fung. He falls down to fourth, Berry behind Fung. But Michael Lees will come out of the final turn and will take victory for the first time this season. Fung will take second ahead of Berry. Jack Pittas will come home fourth. George Ward looking to try and get into 8th past Goodchild in his first race in the championship. It's a bit of a slide there. He does have Guthrie carrying speed behind him, but it will be over and done with there, and a race to forget for some drivers. We'll get our race results, and then we just need to confirm our championship results in that one, because I think Jamie Dorey may have just won the championship. Let's get our race results. Michael Lees won that one for the first time this season. Lees has found his way to the front ahead of Jaden Fung. Jonathan Berry managed to get his way into third position ahead of Jack Pittas, who crucially finished ahead of Dorey. Davidson finished in 5th, and Jamie Dorey finishing in 6th position. It was Ben Oucher in 7th position in the end. Ruben Goodchild in 8th. Ahead of George Ward and William Guthrie, rounding out your top 10. 11th then was Joshua Downing, Adam Wilson-Weir in 12th, and Harry Gaylor took home 13th. So with that being said, your championship standings: Jamie Dorey, 20 points in the clear. Provisionally, Pittas could tie. If Pittas was to win the last race, crucially, no. Dorey if Pittas won and Dorey got no points, they would tie. But by competing in the last race of the day, Dorey is going to get points. Dorey will be your champion, even if it's only by a few points. Jamie Dorey will win season number 1 with 20 points clear of Pittas. He will not fall behind at the end of next race. Jonathan Berry will finish this one, will be in third in the championship. Sorry, had a Michael Lees and then William Guthrie. The rest of your top 10 there. We'll go through your full championship standings at the end of the next race, of course, which will be the final race of the season. With that being said then, it is time to head across once more to our commentary booth. And if I try and get that one, there we go, as we get our wheels back up for the second race of the day here, because we have got one more ready to go. So let's see what we can do with this one as I have a look over on the Twitch chat as well and say good evening to all of you over there. And hello, Mark, over on the Twitch chat as well. And if you are over on the YouTube as well, then good evening. And you can see the time consumer over there calling Ben Outra a menace. Outra, I know you're watching here. You are a menace. Right, let's see what we can do with this one. Let's find out where we are going for the second race of the evening and the final race of the season. It spins around. It could be VIR. Wild West. Now, before we celebrate Wild West, we're going to have to confirm we can have 13 runners at Wild West for this one. So I'm just waiting for the confirmation from Jerry Type2 over in chat if you're watching. We're going to Wild West Motorsport Park. So let's get our dirt wheels up. Now, I'm just going to have to quickly do something in the background because I've not got rid of all the cars over here that we needed to. So let's make sure that we have got all of the cars off of this one so we don't run anything that we have already run over here. There we go. And let's find out where we are going to be, what we are going to be driving around Wild West Motorsport Park here as we give this one a go and we spin. Is this the right list of cars? Because that's a Kia Optima, and I don't think we can do a Kia Optima around this one. This is the list. Yes? Yes? We can do a Kia Optima? Oh my word, guys! This is honestly the best combination we could have got. Wet tyres, Kia Optima around Wild West Motorsport Park. I am hyped. This is going to be the best final race we could have asked for. This is going to be epic. Oh my word. Right then, we are going to get ourselves sorted for Wild West Motorsport Park in the Kia Optimas. What a combination. The final race of the season is coming your way in about 5 minutes time while we set up the server. Make sure you don't go anywhere. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, because this one is going to be absolute chaos. I can't wait. Let's get started then. 5 minutes time, we'll be out on the track. and welcome back here to the final race of the season. It has been an epic season of competition, 5 rounds, and as we enter this 11th and final race of the season, it is going to be championship to Jamie Dory with the 136 points to his name, 20 points clear of Jack Pittas, which means even if Pittas was to win the race and Jamie was to get last, Jamie would get just enough points in this one to maintain the championship lead at the very top of the order. So let's find out how this one's going to go for our drivers then, because they've got qualifying up ahead of them and seeing what they can do. They have 5 minutes to try and put some lap times onto the board, and well, you can see if 5 minutes means that they are all going to be coming out of pit lane, and what a sight to behold. Kia Optimas fighting for space on the exit to pit lane. It's fighting so much, in fact, that they are occupying the same space for the most part there. Goodchild is going to be the first man no, he's not actually. Pittas is going to be the first man out on the track, and he's already jumping around the circuit. And with that being said then, I think it is only fair as we look at the man who was the first out on track. We have a little bit of a look at what a lap of this looks like on board the Kia Optima of Jack Pittas. Listen to that sound as the car crunches as it lands after the first jump. Difficulties through the turns, of course. Back onto the speed here. Oh, that was quite a nice alley-oop there. Landing it perfectly on the landing for Pittas. Getting through turn number 2 now. Another jump in, but not a lot of speed for that one, so it's okay as we go through the hairpin on turn number 3. And then onto the back straight. Of course, there's another big jump along here towards the end of it, which I'm sure will catch a few people out. But Pittas goes heavy onto the accelerator. He'll get the air, and then here is another air. But trying to get it on the brakes early doors so we can get this final corner up without too many issues. Gets it really tight to the inside. And now say hello to broken suspension. Huge amount of air for Pittas. Corrects it, holds it, goes across the timing line. Be the first man! Oh my word, it's mental watching that on board. And I can't even imagine what it's like for Adam Wilson-Weir. He races in VR. And doing this in VR must be absolutely ridiculous. Look at the airtime from Ruben Goodchild as he's the fastest man out there. Look how many cars go wrong at turn number 1. Goodchild's got the speed. This is by far the best combination that we have had all season long. There is no doubt about that. This is the epitome of what this league is about. It's about just ridiculous combinations. And Ruben Goodchild is the fastest of those out there right now, looking to go even faster. He's running alongside Kieran Davidson here as they come up towards the final turn. Look how wide Davidson goes. Goodchild keeps it really tucked in there. He seems to have got a handle of this one in the number 44. Ben Oucher finds even more time now, and look at the car as it bumps around and get ready for the launch. It is brilliant to see. It is absolutely brilliant to see. That's Michael Lees trying to keep control of the car. So he came over the jump. We watched Jonathan Berry up towards turn number 2 in the number 96 machine right now. And qualifying ongoing, I think it's only fair that we have a word with a few of our drivers in this one. And we'll pull in the man currently second in qualifying. Ben, how is it for you out there? What a combination this is.
Oh, this is mad. It's difficult, but it's also relatively easy, if that makes sense. You've got no grip, but it also just means you can't go all that fast.
How's it trying to control the car as you get onto landing there? They're heavy hits. How is it feeling trying to keep it under control?
Yeah, that was a ride. Sorry, that took me a moment to process
Oh!
everything going on.
I'm going to say, it's the landing, it just bounces again. Is that where the difficulty is going to be? It's not so much keeping it under control in the corners, it's trying to keep it in a straight line after the jumps.
Yeah, it's the hardest part seems to be as the impact happens, it just over compresses everything. We don't have any height adjustment or anything for the shocks, so we can't adjust anything at all.
So it means you have to deal with what you've got, and you are running second, so you have a good start in this one. Good luck for the race, Ben. As Ben trying to keep under control, you can hear the focus trying to keep these cars under control in this one. And as we prepare for green flag running in this one, as Jamie Dory goes second position, as we prepare for green flag running in this one, I'm going to have to ask Adam. Adam, you run in VR, and I am certain that this is causing some, well, I don't know what it's doing for you in the car there, but how is it jumping over these jumps in a Kia Optima?
I can feel it in the stomach.
It's quite big. It's quite big jumps out there. How are you feeling with trying to keep the car under control as you take that massive jump there? Trying to keep it under control as you land.
The biggest issue is the sharp corners, because there is no wet tires, so it's dry. So there's like no grip at all. So I've had to put the brake bias completely to the rear and then stamp on the brake to try and get the rotation. But I don't know. I don't know how this one's gonna go.
Well, good luck for the race, Adam, and hopefully you won't feel too sick by the end of it.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you.
Adam Wilson Wills, I say they're running in VR, and on this it must be really, really difficult. He said he could feel it in his stomach with all the jumps there, but as we get across into the final race of the season, Ruben Goodchild will be the man who starts this one on pole position, and it will be a first pole position for him, which means that Jack Pittas and Ben Oucher were the only two drivers who were able to get more than one pole position over the course of the season. Pittas with 3, Oucher with 2. Jamie Dory will start this one in second, exactly what the championship leader wants. Out of Ben Oucher, Jonathan Berry will start from 4th, release in 5th position. Joshua Downing will start this one in 6th place. 7th place will be for Jack Pittas. Harry Gaylor will start in 8th ahead of Kieran Davidson. William Guthrie will be in 10th. Adam Wilson-Weir in 11th place ahead of Jaden Fung on 12th on the grid, and it will be George Ward from the back of the field in this one. But a great opportunity for Ruben Goodchild to try and take what could potentially be his first win of the season as well, starting from the front of this one. We will get ourselves going on the formation lap. We will have 10 minutes on the board. And as they spin their tyres up towards turn number 1, I mean, I think carnage is the only way that I can describe what is going to happen here at the end of this one. As we come through the turn number 5, I think it is, and this lap, 1, 2, 3, no, I'd say 4. We are seeing the pace truck jump away at the front, and then the Kia Optimas follow behind up towards the end. It's all about trying to keep the car under control as we go in towards turn number 1. It's a gathering of Kias through turn 1. Goodchild stays out ahead. Oucher was trying to get past Jamie Dory. Couldn't quite do it through turn number 1 there, and now he's going to have Pittas looking towards his inside. That's Kieran Davidson going on the inside. There's contact, and it's a whole gathering of cars. Everyone involved, apart from Ruben Goodchild at the very front of this one. Jamie Dory has come out largely unscathed as cars try to get themselves back going and straight again. We come through turn number 3, and it is Joshua Downing who has pulled his way up into 3rd. Is Davidson and Berry side by side, but Berry off to the side and into the wall there. Issues for him, which is a real shame. Goodchild holds on ahead of Dory as we come through the final corner. Joshua Downing looks to the inside as well, and now we're going to see them at full chat going up towards the timing line, and you can see how straight Goodchild was able to keep that car throughout most of that. It was big wobbles for Dory and Downing behind. And that's another hit, the 91 into Michael Lees in the 55, up towards turn number 1. Dory's off wide there, but holding on as Oucher is side by side with Kieran Davidson. Davidson now moves up into 4th position as we come up towards, oh my word, who was that upside down? But they've hit Jamie Dory. It was Michael Lees, and Dory falls down the order. Dory still won the championship, but around goes Harry Gaylor on the exit of 2 up towards 3 as we get ourselves going once again in the midfield, and that's contact for Dory with Lees. They came together. Lees was the car that was upside down going into Dory at turn number 2. A little bit of contact there with the 46 of Guthrie as well in that attempt as Dory to the outside of Jonathan Berry here. Berry's got the inside line. Berry hits the rear of Jack Pittas, and Pittas goes around through the final turn, and Pittas, any championship he hoped to try and tie it to Dory would have been gone anyway. There's no opportunity to do so. And just up ahead there, that was Jaden Fung into the wall, and that's a front left tyre gone on his car. I do believe, though, that they do have a quick repair in this combination. They certainly do. There's no damage, I should say. In this one, as that's Joshua Downing and Ruben Goodchild, who have come together at turn number 2, and it was Goodchild tucking up the inside, contact in the rear end of Downing, and Goodchild returns back into the lead of this one as they come through turn number 3 up towards the end of the lap here, and it is going to be the inside for Jamie Dory on William Guthrie here, and he moves back up into 7th position. Joshua Downing up at the front of the order as they come through the final turn right now, and he is going to stay ahead of Ruben Goodchild up into the final corner. I would like to tell you what's happening, but constantly I'm getting things saying that drivers are going slowly here, because everyone's going slowly. It is Key Optimus and Dirt as Barry hits the wall hard on the right-hand side. It throws him to the other side of the circuit, and now it's 3 cars into 1. It doesn't quite go. Adam Wilson-Weir gets past Ben Oucher and Kieran Davidson there. He's got a bit of pace on this 4th lap of asking. He's going to be stuck on the outside of Davidson, though. Davidson hits him on the inside. You almost want to be on that inside line, because the car on the inside is always going to go on into the car on the outside, as that's 2 cars off the inside there. Jamie Doyle, one of them. That was actually 3 cars, I think. Who was that coming around in that one? It was Michael Lees coming around in that one as well. With the championship sorted out the front, though, Dory can have whatever type of race that he can have out there, but I'm sure he would have been hoping for a little bit better than 9th on the field. Joshua Downing, 2.5 seconds clear at the front of this one, is looking to take his first victory of the season in the last race of the day. He kicks out the rear end nicely there, and that was Ruben Goodchild slamming into the wall at turn number 1. That will give Adam Wilson-Weir a 2nd place here, and here comes Davidson up the inside of Oucher. There's contact between the 2 of them there. Oucher tried to get that, going around the outside with Davidson trying to get the inside line. Didn't quite work out there. That's Goodchild continuing to fall down the order as he tries to recover, and that's Berry around and hit around as again as Dory gets over the jump. And nice alley-oop there from Goodchild up the inside. Goodchild starting this one from pole position, of course. He has not remained that way as we are now halfway through this race, some way, somehow, with Joshua Downing all the way at the front of this one as it stands. Ruben Goodchild there. And up the inside as Berry decided to cut the course there. He's back inside the fight here, but he has his back fag cleared nice and quickly as he's back in the fight for 7th position. Dory looks to the inside of Ruben Goodchild as Berry's then rear-ended there from Jack Pittas as they come out of the final turn and up towards the timing line. Pittas is going to try and see if he can do something on Berry. There's a touch between the 2 of them, and Pittas is sliding his way over the jumps there and up towards turn number 1, and Pittas gets himself slowed down quite nicely. Actually, he's going to get to the inside of Berry. Berry's managed to keep the speed on the outside, though. In fact, Berry's got good speed that he closed onto the rear end. A Goodchild could potentially do something about that one as Lees and Gaylor go side by side in the fight for 11th and 12th position up ahead at the hairpin, though. There's contact. There's more contact between them, and they try to sort themselves out, and Lees will stay ahead of Gaylor in that fight as well, as we've got 4 more minutes left on the board here. I think it will be quite hard to get anyone focused for a conversation in this one, but We will try our hardest to do so as it's three cars going into the final turn here and trying to keep it all together. A little bit of contact there, and that's Barry through past Jamie Dory once off, and he's off again. Jamie, you are fighting out for 7th. You have won the championship, so it's a bit of fun for you. But how is it going with the massive jump there? Some great racing and excellent fun.
I didn't know I won the championship. That's nice to hear. Yeah, it's good fun. It's not exactly built, road tyres on dirt, bumpy roads. The traction's very limited, put it that way.
So it looks like she got just spinning and crashes at every single corner here. It's a great way to end the season. Yep, you have won the championship. You're 20 points clear going into this final race, which meant if you got a single point, you were going to win the championship, and you've definitely got that. So it's an easy race for you here, but it's a fun way to end it. What a season it's been, of course.
Oh yeah, it's for the fun it's been and things like that. It's been great. So it's well worth doing. Obviously, taking loads of people out. Next season, TypeTwo, obviously doing another series. It's well worth doing.
As you managed to hit about 5 different cars, as we see, flipping down onto turn number 1. Oh my word! What on earth happened there? Dory just lost about 4 positions, but yeah, we will have a second season of this. It's going to be great fun. I'll let you enjoy the final few laps of the season.
No worries. Thanks for the commentary, and everyone who's tuned in. It's been great. So join next season and enjoy it.
Certainly so. Well done, and well done on the championship. Jamie Dory there, we're looking to finish a little bit high. He has won the championship, of course, but what a lap that was. He managed to take about 6 people. We saw cars tumbling down towards turn number 1 mid-interview there. And you can hear the joy. And as Jamie said, we will be back for a second season with TypeTwo Racing Roulette League. So make sure you get yourself involved. This has been a brilliant way to send off the season. It is chaos. Absolute chaos out there right now. As it was Ben Oucher, who we saw flipping last lap. He's having big issues out there again as we're into the final minute of this race. As Joshua Downing has just stayed at the front of this one and said, you know what? I will take my one and only victory of the season. He has done a great job at controlling this one. The man in VR must be feeling sick at riding this roller coaster right now, but he is holding on to second place. Jamie Dory, though, is fighting, and he gets past John Berry because John Berry was extremely wide through turn number 3, and now I'm trying to fight ahead of Ben Oucher. 30 seconds left to go on the board here, which means we are going to get, I believe, one more lap as Oucher goes straight on at the final turn and out of the race. It's 3 wide along the front straight as we go over the jumps and up towards turn number 1. Somehow they all survive. Barry's the inside. No, they don't. They all get turned into the hairpin. But it is Pittas who comes out on top. Barry went a little bit sideways, and it was Dory facing the wrong way who has to recover in this one. The white flag is out for Downing as he comes around turn number 1. And what a race it has been out there. And I think it's the best way to end this season of competition. There is no doubt about that, because it has been excellent fun. And it really shows what type of racing you can expect in the Roulette League Season 2. I'm sure will be no different. We've learned a lot from the first season. Season 2 is going to be great, great fun. But it's Joshua Downing going to nudge Jamie Dory on the rear end there. Dory's going to go wide. He will be champion, even though he's a lap down. But Joshua Downing spins on the final turn. Dory will go on to the last lap of asking. But Joshua Dory hits the stricken Harry Gayler. Joshua Downing wins. Dory will have to come out of pit lane here. to come around to take the checker, but Downing wins the race. Adam Wilson-Weir will take second place in this one. I think that Gaylor's not even behind the wheel of that car anymore. I think he's got up and left it. No, he is driving a little bit. Maybe he doesn't have an engine, potentially. I don't know what's going on there, but William Guthrie finishes in third. Michael Lees to take home fourth out of Ruben Goodchild. Fung just has 0.3 of a second between himself and Pittas here. Could do something out of the final turn. Pittas will get the speed here to cross the line, and Pittas will take seventh, but Jamie Dory, it'll be a ninth place result, but for him it will be the championship. Jamie Dory has shown consistency where it counts over the course of the season. Yes, he has only won one race this season, but that does not matter. He's shown the consistency. He's stuck in the barrier. Dory will not finish this race. Jamie Dory will not finish the race unless someone can get him down off of the wall here. He will have a time limit to finish. I think Jamie Dory might be stuck in this one. There's no one near him. Oh, no, Michael Lees is near him. Will Lees be able to get Dory out of the wall? No! Lees disappears! I think Dory's not going to finish here. He'll still take points, I think. But that is going to be the race. We still technically haven't had an official result yet because Jamie Dory is stuck in this wall. We need to wait for the race to go official until we can get our race results and our standings up. I think Dory will be out of this one. He's stuck in the wall and nobody else is out there on track, I don't think. No, Pittas is. Pittas is still out there on track. Is Davidson? No, Davidson isn't, but Pittas is. If they have enough time here, because it will be down to that time limit at the end here, Pittas could potentially get Jamie Dory out of the wall. He moves to the right. He's going to try and get Jamie Dory out. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's going to laugh at Jamie Dory. Is he going to reverse and try and get him backwards here? Yes. He just drives on top. He mounts Jamie Dory. And he's now stuck. Dory's out. Oh, no. That's the way to end it all off, isn't it? The champion stuck in the wall and the man who finished P2 mounting his bonnet. With that being said then, let's have a look at our results here from the final race of the season. Joshua Downing is your race winner ahead of Adam Wilson-Weir. William Guthrie in third position. Fourth place for Michael Lees. Ruben Goodchild in fifth ahead of Jonathan Berry. Jack Pittas took home seventh ahead of Jaden Fung. Jamie Dory a lap down in the end due to his DNF in ninth. Ben Oucher 2 laps down in 10th position. Kieran Davidson 3 laps down with the Harry Gaylor, and George Ward did not get that one started in the end. But with that being said, our championship standings then, it is going to be championship victory for Jamie Dory. 140 points to his name after 11 races of asking. Jack Pittas will come home in second in the championship in the end. Jonathan Berry taking home third position. Michael Lees finished that one in fourth. William Guthrie crossing the line in fifth position in the end. Adam Wilson-Weir in sixth. Joshua Downing came home in seventh out of Ruben Goodchild, Jaden Fung and Ben Oucher. They are your top 10 in your championships at the end of season number 1. Charlie Jobson-Wood in 11th out of George Stone. A coding issue means I cannot confirm who was in 13th, but Harry Gaylor in 14th out of Sammy Uriba. Alexander Last in 16th out of Lewis Mason. Andrew Wedderburn in 18th, and Andrew Allen tied on points with him. Michael Evangeli taking out your top 20 in that one. It was then Kieran Davidson in 21st out of Robert Savage, Henry Martel and Mark Sykes. George Ward got points on the board, and we mean the top 25 in this one took home points in the championship. Joe Ingram will finish in 26th with 0 points on the board. He was joined down there with other drivers that have competed in this series without getting points. Harry Langford, David Pilcher, Richard Vincent Squibb and Branson Vincent Squibb, Wessel Stevens, Jan Whitaker, Evan Doroshev, Dakota Martin and Andrew Allen. What a season of competition it has been here in the wonderful Type 2 Roulette League for the first season of competition. And Jonathan Berry, you came home third in the championship, but what a way to end it. How did you find this first season of the Roulette League?
It's been brilliant. Like, yeah, we've had a couple of repeats and a few hiccups along the way, but season 2 we can come back stronger, and that's exactly what this is about, with ridiculous combinations like the Kia at Wild West, which was silly. I'm laughing with sweat. Like, there's no other way to put it. I was laughing the entire way through the season because it was just so funny, and we've got a great group of people that made it even better and more enjoyable as a driver. So thank you, Joseph, and thank you everybody that tuned in to watch season 1, and we'll be back for season 2.
Certainly, it was a great season, as you say. There were hiccups along the way, but it's a learning curve for us all. And as we go into the second season of competition, we've learned a lot in both the racing abilities for our drivers up here in the broadcast booth for myself, as well as for the admin team as well. And we do look forward to season number 2 and seeing what more crazy combinations we will get out there on the track. So here from season number 1 for Type 2 Racing and from Joseph Wright Broadcasting, we say goodbye and farewell, but keep your eye out for season number 2 because we will be back stronger and bigger than ever. It is going to be an absolutely fantastic season. Jamie Dory then takes the championship in season number 1. Will hold that crown heading into the next one. It'll be anyone's bet if he is able to take the double next season. Until then, though, we will say goodbye. It has been a great season of competition. 11 races have been run. We have seen 7 different pole sitters, 9 different race winners. And I'm sure we'll see even more next season. Here then, we say goodbye and see you in season number 2. Goodbye.